Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So this video is about the Ben MAURO Evolution NFTs. So I've done a video on them before. It's not a game; it's just an NFT collection. I guess it's interesting that Ben is like a concept artist, so he's worked on various games and films. He's pretty well known, sort of high-end stuff. What I was interested in it, aside from the aesthetics, why I liked it, was it's the first NFT drop, sort of art NFT drop on the Flow blockchain. So the Flow blockchain from Dapper Labs has obviously success with the NBA Top Shot project. There's going to be a game based on that, and there's going to be lots of games on Flow. So I'm kind of interested in Flow as a blockchain. Actually, the Chain Monsters game that was a Kickstarter thing that they're going to be launching their alpha fairly soon. That'll be the first game I think that will launch on Flow. Anyway, so that's the background on it. But this is like an NFT project, and it's kind of interesting. I was a bit annoyed at the time when they sold these packs off because I was waiting in line. I was going to buy one, and then the whole sort of website timed out, and I didn't get one, so I was a bit peeved. I swallowed my pride and came back in, and I bought a few of these NFTs. So just very quickly, we can see here it's a set of cards. So it's currently 21 cards. These different characters that Ben has designed over the years. These are NFTs on the Flow blockchain. Different rarities. There's common cards, 888 of the common cards, 100 of the rare ones, and 50 of the legendary ones. Obviously, the pricing reflects that. So I'm gonna go into a spreadsheet because I like looking at spreadsheets and numbers, and I'm very interested in marketplaces and how what I call price discovery happens. So basically, there's sort of pricing around this. So in this common pack, you've got 2 common cards. So we could kind of think the kind of price of a common card is about 4.5 Flow tokens. So this is all measured in Flow. So some of these are actually a bit cheaper than you would think. The prices have been going down quite a lot recently. The rare cards, you've got 1 rare and 2 common, so you can sort of work at the pricing out. And then the legendary packs had 1 legendary, 1 rare, and 3 common, so you can work out all the pricing. What's interesting is this was just a collection. So actually the flow token is about $35 at the moment. So the price of these, if you want to buy all of them, is we'll look at the numbers in a minute, but about $35,000. So fairly substantial if you want to collect all these. Bit bonkers. But they've started to put like a gamified kind of process on it. So this is why I want to do the video today. So we can see here there's a common reward card. So if you collect all the common cards, so that's the first 11 cards, and if you are holding those on the 30th of April, I see here, if you're holding those on the 30th of April, you basically get minted this new card. So this is exactly the same as NBA Top Shot has been doing for its challenges. You have to collect a complete set, and then you hold it for a certain period of time, and then they basically mint you a card that is not available any other way. Obviously, once you have that card, you can sell it on the exchange. So that's the process. And I'll quickly go through actually. So this is my account up here. We can see my collection. So I don't own a complete set yet. I've got these are the ones I've got. All common cards. And we'll go and have a look and see, and we can see how much money I've lost on these so far. It is important to point out this is clearly not investment advice. And when you buy NFTs like this, you need to buy them for the aesthetic reasons. You don't necessarily need to buy them because they're going to go up in price, because these have not gone up in price since I bought them. So let's be very clear on that. Yeah, this is not investment advice, and even if it was, you would have lost money. So for that reason, in particular, it's not investment advice. I'm just going to switch, and we'll have a look at the spreadsheet, which shows you what's going on. Okay, so this looks pretty scary. This is just every day for the for the last kind of couple of weeks, 2 weeks, I think. You can see the dates up here. I've been just going in and manually putting in the lowest price of these cards. So there's 21 cards here. They're in different sets: the common set, the rare set, and the legendary set. And this is just the price. I'm not doing anything clever. I'm just doing it manually. I'm not scraping any data off it. So there may be some, I guess, some issues that I'm not getting the kind of lowest price of the day or something. But it shows a fairly kind of clear trend. I've just put in the price for Flow. The lowest price of each of these NFTs in the Flow token. And so we kind of hit on this kind of line here. We have the total of all the NFTs, and then we have the Flow token price, and then we have, obviously if you want to buy if you were buying them all from scratch and buying flow tokens and then buying the NFTs, how much it would cost you. So there was a peak here on the 1st of April. It was $78,166 to buy this complete set. Now it's down to just under $40, $40,000, $39,825 to buy the complete set. So a fairly substantial investment. I don't think many people are coming in and doing that. There is the issue that the flow token is not available for people in the US. I think also China and Canada as well. I think no, it can't be Canada. Definitely there's some legal restrictions around it, and definitely US people can't buy it. Which means they can't buy it through the exchanges that run it. Kraken is one that has it, and a few others as well. But there is interestingly some issues around that. I guess for security issues, legal issues around that. That there may be some idea that the flow token might be a security, I suppose. So that's what's going on. We'll look at the graphs. Just to point out, this is how much I've lost so far. So this is how much I've lost on the ones I've bought. So we just saw the ones I bought. I need to buy 4 more to get my complete set. And then if I buy my complete set and hold them until the 30th of April, I will get that minted card. So I am planning to do that. Obviously, should have done it yesterday, because as soon as this has been announced, we can see here the price of all these cards has gone up. It's not gone up considerably, but it has gone up. So we can see. Actually, you can't see it on there, but see the price here. This is the average price of all the common cards. So basically the price on average has gone up 0.6. So if I do the maths, so that's $18 times by 11. So it's getting on for $200. It's gone up just because this announcement has happened. And this is how much I've lost. So this is the price. This is comparing the price today for the price that I paid for them. So I've lost money on all of them. If you do the maths, I've actually, the value I've lost compared to when I bought them is $601. So that's the investment advice out the way. Right, so let's have a look at the first of the graph. So this is the total cost of the evolution set. So this is the cost in flow of all the cards multiplied by the cost of the flow token. As we can see here, when I started out, it was about 39,000. It went up to about 40,000, so it doubled in a couple of days. Dropped back down again to about 60,000, went up again, and then it's come kind of steadily down. It's gone, got as low as 33,000, and now has kind of picked up a little bit. Obviously, this is mainly driven by the price of the expensive cards rather than the common cards. So we can see here, even after this common set thing has been announced, the price has dropped. That's because you're looking at the price. The price of the 11 common cards doesn't compensate for the price of the more expensive ones. So let's get rid of that one. What else have we got? So we can see here, let's have a look at the legendary ones. So these are the legendary cards. We can see that the price of the most expensive one at one point was up to 550 flow for one card. So that was, I can't even do the maths. 500, 5,000. So it's, no, I can't even do the maths. It's getting on for 15,000, something like that. So that's come right down. And in fact, it's kind of what's interesting here is all these cards are, in terms of rarity, are the same. There's the same amount of rarity about them. But there was this card here in particular that seemed, for maybe aesthetic reasons, to be more valuable. It wasn't very clear. We can go actually have a look, and I'll go back and show you. I mean, there are some that seem to have more aesthetic reason behind them, or value behind them. But we can see here over time this has come right down. So this one went really high for no apparent reason. The second one was higher and came down, and now they've all basically ended up about the same price. So if you bought one of these ones, 200, you probably it's basically the same. If you bought one, obviously up here, you've lost more. So it is interesting that aesthetics, I think, can play a part in pricing, but it can also that can be lost. That aesthetic kind of pricing model can be lost unless there's anything backing up, which normally there isn't. So these are the legendary ones, about 200 flow each at the moment. So that's about $6,000 each. Not quite a crypto punk, but sort of in that range really. Here are the rare ones. So again, kind of complicated. So there's the there's one in particular that was more expensive, and again we have now sort of 3 that are more expensive and 3 that are less expensive. So some interesting, again, aesthetic decision making going on there. I don't know what's going on in that bit of the graph. Maybe I've done something wrong there. That looks got 2 data points for that. Anyway, need to double check that. And I guess the most interesting thing for us at the moment is the common set. And again, there is what I would call some aesthetic price discovery going on here. So this card here, number 5, is always more expensive than the other ones. And there's this other one, card number 9, is also sort of vying for being more expensive. But you see all the other ones are in a bit of a mush, and they're all about 5, whereas these other 2 are getting on for twice as expensive. And the really kind of key thing to see here is we can sort of see this uptick happening over the last day or so. I mean, it's a bit confused because there's stuff going on, but we can kind of see there is this definite uptick that has happened over the majority of those common cards, and we've seen that already in terms of the numbers. So let's just quickly go back to Evolution and just see. Have a little discussion of that aesthetic price. So here we go. So remember, in the common set there were 2 cards, numbers 5 and 9, that are more expensive. Now I think number 5 is more expensive because I think, well, 1, it's called Happy, and 2, it's like really cool. I mean, this is just a really cool card. I just think it looks it looks the nicest of them all. So interestingly, that one's not really been used as a kind of a signature kind of card, as I might call it, but I think it's something that people just enjoy, that one. And you can see this one here is being used. So this one here, the Cerulean, is also actually used as a sort of a cover star. So I think that's the reason that these 2 are more expensive. The Happy one seems to have a better pricing mechanic because people just think it's fun. I think it's the best looking, aesthetically it's the best looking of all of these cards. So I think that's the reason. This one's being used to promote the entire pack, so that one, and I think aesthetically it's quite strong. It's strong colours and strong look as well. And we can also see that they're actually changing around. So this one has now become like a poster, a kind of a cover image. Never was done before. And then when we go to the next set, the rare ones, this one here, number 14, the Mako, that was also previously used as a cover image, so they've swapped those 2 over. So that's the reason I think that aesthetically was sort of doing well. This one always seems to be the lowest priced one because it doesn't look so nice. It's kind of interesting. These 2 are a bit kind of crab-like ones, I suppose. This one's actually quite strong, I think, the Harpy. So I wonder how that one's going to go. And then for these ones, aesthetically they're all quite different. This one has always been the one that was the highest value because I guess it looks like an alien. I mean, it's very alien-esque, isn't it? That, but I don't quite know why that was so much priced at a much higher level than the other ones. I guess they're not. I think they're not. I mean, that one's strong. These ones are not so. It's a bit more alien-like. I mean, this one's a nicer colour scheme, I think, than these ones. But anyway, obviously, the main reason for this pricing mechanic is the rarity value. So there we go. That is Ben Mauro's Evolution. I do think it's pretty interesting. I do like the artwork. I find one of the cool things about blockchain is the way sort of pricing happens, and it's just something that the developer does in terms of scarcity, and something we do as people who are sort of collecting these things. So that's the kind of fascinating psychological thing for me. I do wonder if at some point they are doing. Sorry, I should point out they are doing these reward cards for each of the sets. So they're doing the common one first. They're also doing a reward set for the rare and also for the legendary. So it'd be interesting to see. Maybe I'll update the video as if that changes pricing. And I guess the other thing they need to do to make sure this pricing continues to be strong is have some sort of long-term plan. Are they going to do more drops? Are they going to? Is there something they can kind of extra they can sort of build on these, because they're great characters, but obviously they're just sort of cards. And while collectible sets like CryptoPunks can survive as just being a valuable kind of identity in people's Twitter feeds or whatever, I think there's not so many projects that can do that, and I'm not quite sure this qualifies, although I do use Happy in my Twitter feed at the moment, if you've noticed that. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World, trying to make sense of it all. If you like that sort of stuff, please do subscribe. But thanks for watching, and see you again soon.